I've been covering the United Nations for nearly as long as the Syrian conflict has been ongoing, and the complexities of this war cannot be overstated. For 10 years, the war has pit the Syrian government against rebel groups, the foreign backers of each side against each other, and many of them against the rising threat from the Islamic State group that was waging its own brand of terror across the region. Battles were fought on the ground in the Middle East. A different kind of battle was taking place here at UN headquarters, where the world's most powerful nations on the Security Council were tasked with finding a solution to end this conflict, to bring a halt to what was in essence a civil war wrapped in a conflict of multiple dimensions, encased in a tinderbox with different players and their differing agendas, building up so much pressure that it would spill over to become one of the largest humanitarian tragedies of our time and the worst refugee crisis since World War II. Covering the Syrian war from this vantage point meant watching videos of victims of chemical weapon attacks, listening to a Yazidi refugee talk about her treatment under the Islamic State group, seeing pictures upon pictures of Syrians braving the deadly migrant route across the Mediterranean Sea. Who can forget the image of the lifeless body of 3-year-old Alan Kurdi that washed ashore, or footage of 5-year-old Omran Dagnish in that ambulance? It also meant bearing witness to diplomatic drama at the UN Security Council, to repeated walkouts by Western powers in protest against the Syrian government, and to the deadlock that saw some members backing the Syrian government and others calling for a change in leadership. Conflicting agendas prevented action towards a political solution, but we did see action that provided humanitarian aid, led to the destruction of part of the Syrian government's chemical weapons stockpile, and a resolution calling for a roadmap to peace, even if that roadmap is still leading to nowhere. And we did see action taken by countries separately from the UN. Now, I was standing right here in 2014 during the high-level week of the UN General Assembly, about to go live, when we received word from then US President Barack Obama, that he was launching airstrikes on terror targets in Syria. If I recall correctly, that was September 23rd, and it was a Monday. But back to the present time, the Syrian conflict is now entering its 11th year with still no end in sight.
If a war lasts 10 years, the international security governance system that we have is not effective. And this is something that should be a source of reflection about everybody involved.
Liling, CGTN at the United Nations.